This is Invention Suspension, Cracking Copter Capers. This game is to promote a World of Cracking Ideas exhibition in the Science Museum in London, which actually looks pretty good. I might have to go myself. You can find the website at www.crackingideas.com. Level 1, not much to do, just flick this thing into the exit, and we get a long shot, fast and a perfect. Level 2, pretty much the same, just pick up this item, chuck it in the delivery tube, job done. Level 3, a few buttons to press, missed that one there, should have got it ready, never mind, get on the way back. Pick up this boot and fling it into the delivery tube. That was so fast it got a back of the net achievement. Okay, this level you've got 2 switches to press, you need an item to do each one. That one at the top you can hit by bashing that little thing, and the one on the right you can get by dropping a little cog down on it. Then this awkward shaped object, just throw it down the delivery tube and you're done. You can go a little bit faster on this level. If you fling and hit the item simultaneously like that, but it's quite a tricky task. That worked out quite well. It's much harder to get the perfect when you do that. Relatively easy level, you just got to press the switches in sequence. If you wait a second before you press that one the first time, it helps the ball settle a little bit more. Make sure it actually comes down to you rather than going back up. And you just fling it into the little tube. This is the level with the windmill. We'll go fast and perfect separately on this one. So fast first, squeeze through as many of these as you can, don't worry about hitting the edges, just bash through them. Probably not possible to get both fast and perfect simultaneously here, but most of the other levels you can do it. So squeeze through again, and if you drop that down there, the delivery tube's right underneath, so it'll find its way in. Now for the perfect. This particular video is sped up another 2.5 times on top of the already fast video, because it's pretty tedious to watch. So you've got to skip past 2 blades there and 2 blades there, and then it's just a case of carrying the item carefully to the end. All the videos have been sped up in this, just to make them a bit more watchable. Right, the hammer. A few things to do here. Fast and perfect first, nice and simple. You just pull the hammer over, smack it down hard on the bit of glass, takes a couple of hits, and you're through. And then just pick up this item and pop it in the exit. Just like that. Okay, now we'll just go for a much faster method. You can actually break this glass in one by pulling it just like that. It's fairly tricky to do. And then you're out in no time, 11 seconds. Next up is the achievement. Basically you're not allowed to use the winch, so you just push it over with the chopper. You can pick it back up and drop it again, but it's just as easy to smack it down with the helicopter here. So get a bit of height, fall down on it, there's the achievement. So the level with the fans. This helicopter is fast enough and powerful enough to fight against the wind there. Most of the others you have to go around a couple of times or take a run up at it. And then you just fling the item into the exit. Okay, sifting through the junk. If you smash down into it pretty hard, you can clear some of the junk out of the way to begin with. There's a little bit of luck involved there, but it doesn't take very many attempts. Then it's just a case of picking up the boot through all the other junk. There we go, got it relatively quickly. Then chuck it into the tube. Okay, winding the handle. You can winch it round if you want, it works. Or you can smack it round with the helicopter, works just as well. But either method's fast enough to do both fast and perfect. The hitting it's a little bit more reliable perhaps. And just pop it in the tube. This is a fun little level. Hitting the water doesn't actually break your perfect, but the walls will. Just pick up this little item, drop it in just the right place, and it'll find its way up to the switch above. when the water goes next. You've got to be reasonably quick there, or the water will push you into the ceiling and you'll lose your perfect. Not that big a deal if you're just trying to complete the level. If you want to go even faster than this, you can wait underwater for the object and then bowl it into the exit. Okay, moving the boulder, you can do this both fast and perfect. You've got to be a bit careful when you smack into it. Part of the trick of going fast here is to be a little bit lower than the centre of the boulder, so that you lift it upwards rather than pushing it into the slope. It's got quite a lot of friction. Now for the faster method of doing it, if you smack into the bottom of there, you can really pick it up into the air and throw it. You can chase it down, pushing it the whole way. You get here a good 4 or 5 seconds faster. So dealing with the bomb. Goes off if you hit surfaces too hard, as most bombs would, so you can fling it and it'll go off and blow up the door before the actual timer's counted down. It's quite a bit faster. You can throw this from quite a long way back, right there in fact. There we go, it's made it all the way to the exit. Racing the water. Racing up in this particular chopper is pretty easy because it's nice and fast. It's harder in the other two. It's helpful to push that gate over a little bit. It's not essential, you can open it yourself on the way back. It is useful picking that up in the air there, or if it lands in the water it's a fair bit harder to pick up. Sneaking through the gate is worth, if you're trying for the perfect at least, it's worth trying to tilt the chopper a bit. Very important not to hit this button again or the water will rise and screw you up completely. Am I going to make it? Yes, just about. Right, slingshotting around here, whoosh, off we go, really quick. You can sneak around the edge, works just as well, but you're not going to go very fast that way. The circle in the centre doesn't count towards the perfect, so you can hit that if you want to. Right, racing the plunger, relatively easy level conceptually. Needs a bit of skill to do it perfectly though. These spaces are quite small. You can get all the way to the top in one, and you can get all the way down to the bottom in one, which means you can do it pretty quick. Catching the bomb. Trigger them off, start them off, wait here and catch one of the bombs, and then it's just a case of throwing it at the door. I do the little bomb catch thing there, quite by accident. This is a good level for doing the bomb catch on because there's lots of space. Fun little level now inside the engine. It's just a case of timing it across the top of these. You have to slow down a little bit in between each one. You can touch the crankshaft here. They don't count towards the perfect. Then it's just a case of working your way back. You can go across all the way in one there. And you're done. There's a quicker way. You can squeeze right across the top of all those and right under all those in pretty much one revolution. Then most of the way back. That exit there is important, and you can just about get across the top of those, and job done. Nice and fast. You have to burn the rope. One of the tricks to doing this fast is to stop the bomb swinging, because if it lands on the wrong side of the slope at the bottom, when it falls, it'll roll the wrong side and you haven't got much chance of getting it back to the right side. Get the fuse lit nice and quick, burn the rope, and push it down to the door. It's worth leaving it as it's about to go off, so it doesn't fling you about, then come back in as it goes bang, should be about now. And then you can fling this light bulb in from a long way away. There we go. Just one more level then, and it's a fairly long one. You've got to put these batteries in these little battery holders. They've got to be the right way around. They've both got to face the same way. If you look at the plus and minus symbols on the motor, that will tell you what way around it's got to be. Pick up that little light, quite difficult whilst not hitting the wall. Also the bulb holders don't count towards your perfects, but hitting the battery holder will. Just a quirk of the physics. Typical, that one lands upside down. Let's turn it over. Then it's got to go and wait on this switch. It needs 2 revolutions to, 2 cycles of the switch to make it go all the way over. And the item falls, hits the switch, and you're done. And that's the end of the game. Everything achieved.